Hello, my name is Zia Palayon. Today I'll be talking about Bigfoot and how he was investigated by the FBI. In 2019, the FBI released its 4-decade-old file on Bigfoot, which explains what they did on their part to solve the case. In the beginning, Peter Byron sends in a hair sample that gets tested by the FBI, but the results are not how Byron thinks they are. The same question remains: does Bigfoot exist, or do you believe in it? Remember that our national forests are huge and we do not know what's really out there. Byron first sends a hair sample to the FBI, which is still attached to some skin, and still questioning if it's just deer hair or just a bear hair. The hair sample was about 5 to 6 inches in length, and before he sent in the sample, Byron was wondering if the FBI had sampled this kind of hair before. With no response, he sends it in to get tested. In 2019, lots of people thought of Bigfoot as a joke or a made-up figure to scare kids in the woods. But in the 1970s, it was a big thing, and tons of people believed in him. Jay Cochran, Jr.'s assistant director of the FBI, wrote back to Byron saying he couldn't find any evidence of the FBI analyzing suspect Bigfoot hair before, and only did criminal investigations, but still made an exception for the interest in the science research. Eventually, when the results came back, Cochran found out that the hair sample was not Bigfoot hair, but just deer hair. In the books, this does not mean that the FBI went out of its way to look for Bigfoot in the woods. They just did a simple favor for Peter Byron. In conclusion, Peter Byron tried to explain that he does not remember getting results back from the FBI because he had been out of the country for several months. But when he got back and he heard the results, he accepted it and went along with this investigation. But people are still saying that if it was just deer hair, he shouldn't have made a big deal about it or even published the story. In my opinion, I believe the FBI is hiding something from Peter Byron, and that is not just deer hair.